Hey YouTube, it's your girl Dr. J, and I thought I would do a really quick video on some reading books I just started my kids with doing. I know one of the things that I have struggled with a lot is how to keep organized all of the books that my kids read. And I've seen a lot of different methods that people are using. I see a lot of people kind of writing out each book that's read and stuff, and I had tried to do that method, but it didn't really work too well for me. And I also wanted my kids to remember the books that they had read, and so the solution that I came up with was to start each of them a reading notebook. And basically how it works is, this is my daughter's, this is Faster Fox's, and they decorate the outside of their book. And what we do is I keep the first couple pages blank so that we can put in a table of contents if I choose. So later, if I want to go ahead and write in all the books they read, I can do that. But basically what happens is they read a book for the day. And then, so this is the book she read for the day. I copy the cover of the book, and then they copy the title and the author, and then they draw a picture, that an illustration that they think kind of covers what happened in the story. And then for the twins, what I do is I take dictation of story summary. So this was the book that she read, and this is actually my writing, but the reason why I do that is because for her, like, she's only 6, and I really want them to be able to, I focus on the summation of the story and not the writing. And so because I took dictation, she could give me an entire paragraph summarizing the entire story, whereas I think if I would have asked her to write it herself, it might have been 1 or 2 sentences maybe. So I really like that, and I love that she was able to summarize the story in order of the way that the story was given, and she also did a great job in making sure that the characters were there. She highlighted all the main points of the story and things that were kind of background to the story. She understood that those weren't integral pieces of the story. So I really love this. So we're going to keep this up. So this is Faster Foxes. This is my 6-year-old girl, half of the Wonder Twins. And I always let them kind of decorate their books any way that they want to. This is Salamanders. This is my 8-year-old's. And with his, what we do is I do a smaller picture because he has to do a little bit more. He writes the book title, the author, and the illustrator, if there's one. And then he will also do an illustration. And sometimes he will dictate to me and I will write it, or sometimes he'll write it. And he started off, you guys can see, kind of shorter book review. And illustrations. These, like, his first few books were all about trains, as you can see. But I noticed he started to get into it a little bit more, do better pictures, write longer reviews. And then now he's into, then he quickly jumped to doing things like the Boxcar Children. And he did a pretty good paragraph summary. And he did an illustration of the cruise ship with the name of the cruise ship that they were on for this story. This was the Mystery Cruise. And what we do is I put both books that he sits down and reads himself, as well as audio books that he listens to, because I do consider that reading, especially because we have dyslexia. So I just mark things that were listened to as an audio book. I'll just mark that with a star. But what I'm looking for him as an 8-year-old, I'm looking for him to do a much more detailed illustration. I'm looking for him to be able to pull out the main points in the story. And with him, we do the right side, left side. And so for the right side, that's the summation of the story. And then for the left side, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be writing Bloom's taxonomy questions for him to answer. And so what I'm going to do is give it, like a week between when he's read the book. He goes through about a book a day. So give it about a week and then go back and start to ask him some of those higher level Bloom's taxonomy questions about the book. And that's what we'll do on the left side of the page. And this, I think, is going to turn out to be a great way for us to do record keeping of the books that my kids are reading. And as well as if I choose later to go ahead and keep a printout of the books they've read, it's not too important for me to do it daily because they want to get the credit for the books that they've read. So they really enjoy doing the summaries. Faster Fox just started, but Speedster has been doing it a while. He really likes keeping track of it. And so he's motivated to keep track of the books that he's read as well. And it'll be easy for me to just come back through later and write in the table of contents what each of those books were. Another thing that actually Faster Fox had decided was she wanted me to write the day that she read her books as well. So I actually keep the date that she read her book, and she wanted me to keep the time of day as well. So that's been really good. I really have been liking this method. It's working for us, and it feels like there's something more meaningful than me just kind of recording. This is the title of the book. This is when they read it. And it also allows me to keep track of audiobooks as well as books that they actually sat down and read. And it's also going to be good because it allows me to much more easily track different discussions. For instance, when I do the Bloom's taxonomy of questions with Faster Fox, I'm just going to do dictation, so I'll be able to write down her answers to the questions. And for Salamander, sometimes he'll write, and sometimes I'll just do dictation because I really care more about the answers than using it as a handwriting exercise. So just wanted to show those in case other people were looking for a way to keep track of the books that your kids have read. And feel free to give me feedback down below. This is Dr. J, and I'm out. Bye-bye.